What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video back in Planet Coaster in our Halloween park. So, in this episode, we're going to be focusing a lot on scenery, buildings, and details, and all that good stuff. So, I was trying to maybe think I was going to get the park done in this episode, but it looks like it might be the next episode, and if I really want to go far, I might be able to do 2 more episodes. But here's my plan. I want to record the cinematic video on Sunday because I actually have the day off, and I'll have all day to get that recording and all the cinematic stuff done for that. That way I can release the cinematic video on Halloween day, or Halloween itself, which would be really cool, I think. So that's going to kind of be the schedule we're going for. As long as I work on this every night, I think I'll be able to finish it, no problem. I have a couple of things I do want to try out and hopefully try and get to in this park and stuff like that. So pretty much there's not much left to do in the park except decorate this ride, since this ride is the main attraction and stuff like that. So let's talk about what I'm doing here. So what I'm doing is making this tunnel, kind of like this enclosed tunnel for the launch section, the first launch section, and it's going to be enclosed, and it's going to have a lot of lightning effects and special effects and stuff on the inside, which is actually freaking awesome. I love the special effects. Now I decided to make this 2 wide because the 2 square wide, because the 1 square seemed a little bit too small. So then you just see me spamming these electric doodads all the way through this entire launch section. Now I know it's not going to be the most realistic thing, and I also need to change the color of the cars still, which I will get to eventually, not in this episode, but I need to get that done now that I see that. But anyways, these electric I wanted to make sure that this is where the monster comes to life in a way. So I wanted to have quite a bit of a storyline in this particular ride, at least have the most theming around it and all that. So there's indoor section, and you have the launch tunnel here that launches you out, and it looks so awesome at night with all these sparks and stuff. And I just add all these different special effects, and it took forever to get it all the way down the line, actually, because it was just so long of a lot of electricity and wise. Hopefully that's probably going to slow down the rendering. And then I'd add these sparks everywhere. I probably should have pushed it into the walls. In fact, I might change that up in the end, but for right now, that's how they're going to be, and I probably will change it. But you got, then there was this, like, the electric rod up here. I thought that was kind of cool, and then I thought I'd put these on the end as well, which made it, the final electric burst out of the tunnel. Because, and then, of course, you have to add some smoke effects at the end. And, like, going into nighttime, it lights up so beautifully. I just love the lighting inside this during nighttime. It looks so good. All the POVs in the cinematic video are obviously all going to be at nighttime because it is Halloween park. Then I was like, why don't I add some lasers here? I might add some more later as well. I just thought I'd try it out and point them in different directions, which would also be kind of neat as well. So yeah, so that is the launch tunnel right there, looking pretty nice, and I can't wait to experience that in the POV. It's going to be really cool. I might even add some sound effects just in the cinematic video for fun and stuff like that. I think that would be actually kind of neat to have, like, sound effects and, like, the tunnel, like, maybe, like, sound effects as in, the monster coming to life. You hear all these different sounds. Obviously it won't be in-game, but using some movie magic to be able to make that come to life and just make it kind of cool. And I think it'd be a nice touch, but I'll see what I can do, of course. That's all. I'm going to be working on the cinematic video all day Sunday, so I need to focus on just getting the park done at this point. And again, not too fancy of a park, and I say it every single episode, but I just want to stress that it's not going to be anything over the top and or realistic in that matter. But I am I'm very proud of this design of how this coaster turned out, though. even though it took a lot of trial and error, it did turn out fairly nicely. And of course, the station and the building is just going to finish off the castle quite well as well. Quite well as well. But I've never been experienced in dark rides very much, and I didn't want to have too much of a dark ride section in this area, so I had limited it just to like a turn and a drop, and then of course the launch section. So it's kind of a short indoor part, but it also is still a very long ride on the outdoor part. So I didn't want to make too much of a dark ride part and in that aspect, because it is quite a long ride. It's the largest ride in the park, so you have to keep that in mind. And and I'm gonna decorate the inside as well later on, and probably the next episode or something like that. But for right now, I always should probably decorate it first rather than enclose it, but I just want to get the building done. That's always my top priority and stuff like that. So anyways, that's that. And then on the drop, I'm actually had something different planned for the drop into the tunnel, because as you can see, I left that open rather than enclosing it, which it will be enclosed, just in a different way, and you'll see towards the end of the episode of what that becomes. And that's how it's gonna go. So this is the station building, pretty simple, and just the castle walls and stuff like that. The entrance and exit are on the same side on this one, because I figured it'd be the easiest, and it kind of was, so that worked for me. And the queue line, nothing too long. It's gonna go around kind of like the swerve around these the castle towers and stuff like that. And again, the entrance is the entrance of the castle, because I thought that would be cool. And that sign's supposed to have the name of the ride, but of course we don't have custom named billboards yet, or signs that we can do at the moment. And the exit will just come out from the side there, which will be also pretty awesome. So and then of course I needed to build this tower up just a pinch. I wasn't gonna make this one super tall, just kind of in the background there, and it works fairly well. And I had to make the station and indoor parts a little bit more decorative as well. As you can see, is pretty plain at this point. So I decided to add some towers here and there, and it turns out quite nice actually. And for just throwing it together pretty quickly, I thought it actually turned out quite nicely. And then just add these on top of the roof to make it look more castle-y, of course. And you got yourself a castle building pretty much and stuff. You just add your towers and your windows and stuff, and you got it. So anyways, in the next episode, we're gonna pretty much be focusing on more scenery items, and I have a plan for that second launch system in the ride that I think will actually match the theme very well, and it will be really cool. So it's a really neat idea, and at least I hope so, but I'll keep that as a surprise. I'm going to add a couple flat rides here and there on the pathway to this ride, and that's pretty much going to be it. We're going to add just a few flat rides and scenery, and then of course we're going to mess with the terrain maybe a little bit more on this ride later down the stretch. And for right now, that's pretty much the plan for this park, and we're just going to need to finish it up and final touches, and we will be golden, and this will be a really good completed park in the end. I was so excited for this that I do a lot of scenic looking around, and towards the end here in just a second, and I'm just like, wow, that looks so cool and stuff like that. And of course I had to add the pathway going back here, and I think I'm going to loop it around to the other side as well and go by the haunted house over there, which would be kind of cool as well. And it's looking pretty spooky. I mean, look at night. This thing looks so cool at night. Like, oh my gosh. I'm going to add some lighting as well, which will also make it really awesome. And then in this launch section, I want to add maybe like a little town or something like that, so the Frankenstein, invades the town and stuff. I think that'd be kind of cool, and you know, have more of a storyline to the ride, and it'll have theming around the ride, which would be so cool and cool and cool. So this is what I do to this section right here, and I decided to enclose it in the terrain, and actually pulled off a very cool effect on the inside, believe it or not. And I mean, I kind of look through here, as you can see, that's really cool and it looks really, really good. And you see the launch section, it's just so cool. And the theming, I think, it turns out really well. And then I was like, I'll turn this into a mountain kind of thing, but in the background of the castle, which I thought would also be cool, and use the rough tool to really make the edges look really unique and edgy here. So anyways, look at that little mountain in the background. Looks really cool, and almost looks like a volcano type of mountain, but yeah. And here at the last second, I do change the color scheme of the floorless coaster and make it more of this Halloween colors, which is kind of purple orange, which looks kind of funny. So I thought that was cool. But anyways, that's about it for this episode. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it to this point, and we'll see what we do next. Thank you guys so much, and have a great day and a cooler tomorrow. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.